Whoa, we are interviewing another Band 7.5 student who took the exam way back. When was that, Kai?
I took the exams,
February.
the IELTS exam last year, February 20, I mean, rather 2018, 2 years ago, 2018,
No,
sir.
but the
And the
latest.
most recent exam was February 17 this year.
Oh my God, it's been a month since the results came out, Chungkai. Almost a month.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow. What took them so long? What happened to
I
your
don't
2018 exam?
actually I passed it, sir, but it uh
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
I
it
remember it
expired
expired on
already.
you.
Yes, it
So
expired already
why?
because of the pandemic. I wasn't able
Oh.
to pursue my application.
Mhm.
So the deadline caught up with me, so I had to retake the IELTS again.
Okay. You should have moved the deadline. Did you try asking?
No, sir, I did not. I mean, when I approached the agency, they told me that still have to take the IELTS again because anyway it will be required when I will take the OSCE. So for
Mm-hmm.
everything to go smooth sailing, I just need to take the exam na lang
Okay.
po.
Smooth sailing. That's an idiom. Okay. All right. So, damn, you were delayed by an entire year.
Yes po. And
Okay.
my husband is um reluctant in letting me go to the UK during the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic
Oh, yeah.
because we have kids, so we decided to halt
Mm. I
the
see.
the application for a
You
while.
decided to wait until it blows over.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. That's a collocation. Like a storm. You decided for the storm to blow over.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Then, so what made you decide to take it now?
The restrictions were already taken down, and the cases were I think it's more controlled than when it was 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to just take the exams, and
Mm-hmm.
also I took the CBT. I decided to take the CBT.
Oh, you took that first.
Yes, sir. I took the
You can do
CBT
that.
first. Sir, I'm
You can do
sorry.
that. You can take it
Uh,
first.
yes, sir.
You
That
can.
time the time I took the CBT, sir, my other IELTS was still valid. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
yes, sir.
All right. So you don't need to take CBT anymore.
No more, not yet, not anymore, sir.
Whoa. So how soon are you leaving?
The agency said that the longest time would be 4 months, depending on the processing.
Okay. So are you leaving in 4 months?
Hopefully, sir. I really hope so.
Oh, okay. You have you begun packing?
No, not yet. I'm still trying to enjoy the time I have left
Mm-hmm.
here. So my husband always tells me to enjoy because I'm for sure I'd be homesick when I'm there.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're leaving alone.
Yes, sir.
You're not.
And
They're not
then
coming with you.
hopefully, no, sir. Hopefully, after I pass the OSCE and I could process their papers, come with, they would go to UK as well.
Okay. Oh wait, I'm forgetting. You're going with your cousin, Ahmed.
Yes, sir.
You're leaving at the same time.
Um, she was interviewed in a different agency.
Mm-hmm.
She said she will be leaving this June.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. And
but
then are
I'm
you going to
also
the same place?
no, sir. I'm
Ah,
going to
why?
yes, sir. I'm going to my sister. I'm going to stay with her. And
Mm-hmm.
although Ahmed will be really close to me, I think she's 2 hours away from my
Mm-hmm.
sister.
Oh, you're staying with your sister.
Yes, sir.
How did your sister get to the UK?
She's been in the UK for about 5 years already.
Mm-hmm.
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
Way back it was still a long process.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to now, she's already there, and she's soon to be married
Mm-hmm.
to a British man. So actually, they were
You
supposed to
also took
come.
the IELTS.
Yes, she took the IELTS in Manila,
Mm-hmm.
sir.
Mm,
6 years
okay.
ago.
All right. How is she doing?
Right now she's working in a home care.
Okay.
Um, uh, she's supposed to be getting married to her fiance, but everything was canceled for a
Because
moment
of COVID
because she
again.
can't come home. Yes,
Mm-hmm. Okay. At least you'll have your sister, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. Do you need to pay for the place?
She told me I could stay for free so that I could save up for my family
Mm-hmm.
for the processing of their papers. But
Wow.
probably I would still chip in for the groceries and maybe the
Mm-hmm.
bills.
No, never mind. Don't even bother. Like, ate, you've been here for 5 years. You've got a lot of money already. I don't think you should ask money from me. I just arrived. Anyway, just kidding. All right, let's go to your exam. So,
Yes, sir.
what day was that?
Sir?
What day was your exam?
It was a Thursday. It was a Thursday morning for
Mm-hmm.
the listening, reading, and writing. It was morning, and
Mm-hmm.
then for my speaking, it was 4:30 in the
Okay.
afternoon.
All right. And where did you come from? The exam was in Davao, correct?
Yes, sir. It's in Davao.
Where did you come from?
I traveled from South Cotabato, going to
Mm-hmm.
Davao for about 5 hours, sir,
Mm-hmm.
by
Okay.
car.
And what day was that?
It was I traveled Wednesday, a day prior to the exam, so
Oh,
that
it's
I
just a
could
day prior.
still yes, sir, so that I could still prepare. And the exam was we are supposed to arrive in the testing center at
Mm-hmm.
7 o'clock in the morning. So it will be
Yeah.
impossible if I will travel on a Thursday dawn.
Yeah, you can leave at 12 midnight.
Uh, Probably I will not score the same if I'll be driving.
You wouldn't
I
score the
drove.
same.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for the sake of the recording, the listening was 9, reading 8.5, and writing speaking was both at 7.5. Okay. In the end, where did you stay for the night?
Uh, we we slept at Apple View Hotel, sir. I went there with my
Mm,
husband. We
okay.
slept there from Wednesday until Friday. So we had to book
Uh-huh.
it until Friday because my speaking exam on the Thursday was 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
I went out from the testing center at about 7:30 in the evening. So
Uh-huh.
yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It really took time. It was my
You were
first time
late.
to encounter that. Yeah.
Oh, IELTS
Uh,
was
the
late.
the speaking exam was really longer than it used to be.
Mm-hmm. Really?
So we decided to stay another night.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll talk about that speaking exam later. All right. So, what did you do from the LRW going into the speaking exam? Since you had 4 hours or something, right?
I did not review anymore, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I did not look at my notes, and I just rested
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to cram anymore, and I conditioned myself that I've already did my best
Yeah.
before coming to Davao, and
Mm-hmm.
I only have to do my best. Whatever the result will be, at least I really tried.
Mm-hmm.
And I slept. I slept because the night before the exam, I was so
Mm-hmm.
I was so scared. I don't know that
Mm-hmm.
I slept at around 1 o'clock in the morning, and
Wow.
I was planning to sleep at 10 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Maybe I was so tense before the
Mm.
I was so tense before the exam.
Okay.
So after my written exams, I slept for a while before going to my
You did.
speaking exam.
You
Yes,
caught up
sir.
on your sleep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you arrive at the venue and supposed to be 4:30. What time did you arrive? Early.
Yes, sir. Earlier, about 3:45, I'm
Mm-hmm.
already there
Wait,
because
did you choose that slot?
yes, sir.
You did.
I chose the 4:30 so I could rest.
I see. Nice planning. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you came to the venue well rested.
Yes, sir. Because the last time I took the IELTS exam, my companion, he was scheduled at 1:30 for 1:30 in the afternoon for speaking. So
Mm-hmm.
our written exams finished at about 12:30 noon.
Mm-hmm.
So he was really tense, especially that at that time it's
Mm-hmm.
very the streets is really the traffic is uh heavy. So and the testing centers were two different buildings, two
Mm-hmm.
different locations, I mean. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to go through that experience.
Mm.
So I
Oh my
decided to
God.
take the 4:30.
Okay.
He,
Did your friend pass this exam?
yes, sir. He passed 2018.
Okay. Notwithstanding the traffic,
Sir, I'm
notwithstanding
so,
the stress from the traffic.
yes, sir.
Okay. So, wait, what? You took the paper-based test. So, were you under a live examiner?
No, sir. For the speaking, sir,
Mm-hmm.
we I don't know what we, but it's I think it's a Zoom meeting
Oh, it
still.
was. I
Yeah.
see. It was still a laptop.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so, um, were you asked to remove your face mask, or you still had it on?
I had it on, sir. We were not allowed to take our face masks
Mm-hmm.
anytime during
Okay.
inside the testing center.
All right.
And
Where was the venue, by the way?
it was in Ateneo de Davao University, sir, in their
Okay.
graduate school. So we
Oh, in one
used
of their
their
classrooms.
actually four, sir. We were 60
Mm-hmm.
examinees at that time, and we were divided into three groups, so three
Okay.
classrooms. So
Uh-huh.
20 examinees per classroom to still observe the social distancing, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, but the one-on-one was where? In a
Still
separate
the
classroom.
still the same building, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Two classrooms. We were divided into two
Mm-hmm.
groups, and then we go there individually when our names are called.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big classroom with a computer in the middle. So
Mm-hmm.
you when your name is called, you sit there and then you do the speaking exam.
Okay. All right. In the end, so you see your examiner for the first time. Any first
Y-
impressions?
Actually, sir, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's the same examiner that did my speaking exam way back 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I could still recognize
Wait,
him.
you had another IELTS in 2019?
No, sir. Sorry. The
2018.
20. Oh, yes, sir. I think
2018.
he is the same examiner, sir. I
Okay.
so at the
Could you
moment I saw
describe him?
him as the
Is he a foreigner?
no, sir. He's a Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
He has a brown skin,
Mm-hmm.
black eyes, and a rather
Oh,
black
very
hair.
precise. Yeah,
He's really
you'll make a good witness to a crime.
yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the moment I saw him, I was really happy because
Mm-hmm.
um, I felt comfortable because I think I knew how he would ask me, and
Mm-hmm.
I was actually expecting someone who is really strict. But
Mm,
when I
okay.
saw him, he is really smiling all the time. He's smiling ever since since even the last time I took the IELTS exam, IELTS speaking exam. So I
Mm-hmm.
was really glad when I saw him. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
forgot that I was nervous.
Do you remember his name?
No, sir, unfortunately not.
Okay. Is
I
he older
forgot.
or younger?
He's about 45 to 48 years old. I
Mm-hmm.
remember he is a professor.
Mm-hmm.
His the introduction was he was a professor.
Okay, I see. Yay! So you're feeling good already.
Yes, sir. The moment I saw him, so I was
Mm-hmm.
relaxed. I think all the panic in me just went
I
away.
see. Like this is gonna be a piece of cake.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's gonna be a walk in the park.
He has this kind of face that
Mm-hmm.
will make you relax, and it seems
Mm-hmm.
that he's telling me that just relax and do your best, and you'll be okay.
I see. Nice. Okay, you should have at least remembered his name.
Yeah, I'm really forgetful when it comes to
Mhm.
names, sir. That's
Okay.
my Waterloo.
All right. So do you remember the questions that came out?
For my test, for my test one, the question was about my hometown,
Mm-hmm.
about my work, and
Mm-hmm.
about my name. He asked me about my name, where did my name originate from? And for
I
the
see.
test two, he
Wait,
asked
wait,
me,
wait, wait.
yes, sir.
Mm, what about the name? What was he asking about?
He asked me what other names do I have.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked me about my nickname, and he asked me why I had that nickname,
Mm-hmm.
and how was my name formed. Why was the name Jewel given to me? That
Mm-hmm.
and if I like my name. He also
Mm-hmm.
asked me if I like my name,
Mm-hmm.
and he also asked me if my name was a symbolism of my personality.
Aw,
Yes, sir.
how did you answer that?
So I said yes, sir,
Mm-hmm.
because I was given the name Jewel because I was the eldest from among all the granddaughters from both sides. So they
Mm-hmm.
gave me Jewel Precious for being the eldest from among all.
Mm-hmm.
So I said I'm really honored to be the
Mm-hmm.
eldest from among, honored to be the example from among, although it's a challenge because I have to be an example, a good example for being the ate. But
I see. So the
it
sister you
was an
have in the
honor.
UK is a younger sister.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
She's a year younger than me,
oh,
but
just a
she's
year.
more matured, I guess.
Okay, all right. And then did you mention about Chungkai, which isn't that what your nickname is?
Yes, sir. I
Mhm.
think he was amused when I told him that I was given the nickname Chinkai because I had chinky eyes when I was little.
Oh,
I
really?
think I saw him smile.
I see. Okay. That's where it comes from.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like, how did Jewel become? Is this
Chinkai.
Chungkai? Chinkai. Chinkai.
Chinkai po. Chinkai, yes,
Oh,
sir.
really?
Chinkai.
I see. All this time that you were my student, I've been calling you Chungkai.
It's okay, sir.
Okay. Because I had another student named Chungkai.
Yes, sir.
Santilla. Yeah, I
Opo.
see. Oh, Chinky Eyes. That's where it came from.
Yes, sir. Chinky eyes.
Let's talk about the hometown. What were the questions? That was the first,
Um,
right?
yes, sir. He asked me to describe my hometown, and he also asked me if I was happy that my children was born on the same hometown that I was born to, and he
Mm-hmm.
also asked me why I was happy, and that he also asked me if, or rather, he also asked me about the people in my hometown, the
What
places
about the
that,
people? What they
yeah,
do?
I told him that the people in my hometown are very warm and welcoming and very
Mm-hmm.
loving. That's
Mm-hmm.
actually what I want in my hometown. And
Mm-hmm.
uh like for example in our neighborhood, it's like
Mm-hmm.
we have, it's an entire family, this entire block, we have entire, it's like a family.
Mm-hmm.
When you ask, for example, there's a delivery man, if you if the delivery man would ask, where's the house of Chinkai, everybody would know. Everybody can
Mm-hmm.
guide the delivery man. That's how we are here, sir.
Mm, okay. All right. Okay. And what was the other one? The work. What was the work about?
Yes, sir. He asked me about my work as a nurse. Where was I assigned? So
Mm,
I told him I already stopped working since 2014 when I got married. But when I was still working, I
mm,
said I was working in the surgical department. I was one of the senior nurses there. And I also do volunteer works, especially when there are medical missions.
mm,
Submit myself to volunteer works. And I also told him that for a moment I worked as a company nurse and an
mm.
HR assistant. That was the
Wow.
time when Yes, that was the time when our contract were not renewed because I was working in a government hospital.
Hmm.
So our
What a long
employment
answer.
depends. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So you haven't been working since 2014.
No, sir.
Wow. You must be rich.
Hindi din no. Naman po.
Can you imagine? It's been 8 years. How I wish I could ever. Can you give me a month of not working? All right.
My husband
Then,
does, sir.
yeah, go do the work, hubby. Okay. What a privilege. And so those were the three questions for part one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then yeah, but all of that is about to change because you're gonna be working when you get to the UK,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And what is have you talked about this with your husband? What is he gonna do?
Actually, sir, he is the one who is really skeptical about going
Mm,
abroad because
yeah.
I remember him telling me that we already have
Yeah.
almost all the things that we need here.
Yeah, you haven't
So
been working for 8 years, right?
and and he told me that if we will go abroad, we will go back to square one. So
Mm-hmm.
we will not even have our own car when we are there. We can't have our
I
house
think
help. And
I don't
he
think you need
told
a
me,
car in the UK. Yeah.
yeah. And he
Mm-hmm.
said if we will be in the UK, he will be going back again to be being an employee when here. When
Mm.
we are here, he is the
Oh,
boss.
he's into
So
business.
yes, sir.
What business does he run?
We are running um driving school and medical clinic, sir. We are also in
Medical clinic.
food business.
What food business? A cart?
Um, no, sir. We roast lechon belly. It's a roasted pork belly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
You mean a
We
restaurant?
before we used to have a restaurant, sir, but since the pandemic, that the dining
Mm-hmm.
was limited to few people only, we
Mm-hmm.
decided to just uh cater takeout orders for now, sir. It's more
Mm.
convenient.
Okay. Who's running these businesses? Your
Um,
husband.
he he is the one actually uh running it.
Everything.
I'm just helping him out if he needs
Mm-hmm.
me. But I'm the one supervising the lechon belly, sir.
Okay. How many cars do you have in a driving school?
Driving school, we have two four-wheeled cars. We have one
Mm-hmm.
automatic and one manual
Mm-hmm.
sedan, and we have a one dump truck, four motorcycles for the moment, sir.
And so I think your husband does have a point, right? So
Yes.
wh- what what came out of this talk?
Later on, he changed his mind, sir. So
Why? Mm-hmm.
he said, it's better that we go abroad
Mm-hmm.
for to avail of better education for the children.
Yeah, that's a good
Also,
point. Yeah, you should
yes,
have thought
sir.
of that.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
actually
that's the
always
killer.
pursue. Yes, I was actually always pursuing him to go abroad, but
Mm-hmm.
he's quite okay here. When
Mm-hmm.
That's why everything was halted for a moment.
Yeah, even the healthcare system, right?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to pay for anything. So what's gonna happen to the businesses?
It will still go, sir. Even if we are there, we have our
Mm,
people to run
I
it.
see.
We have
Who's gonna run
we
it
have
from the UK?
Yes, sir. We have administrators to run it for us, and also
Oh,
we have trusted staff to manage the clinic, sir.
so nice.
Actually,
Wow.
we're not yet on the point of we're not yet on the point when about talking about whether to give it up or
Mm-hmm.
to continue it, but I suggested that we should continue it, and if
Mm-hmm.
it will not work out, then probably that's the time that
That's
we
when you
give
can
it up.
sell it. I see. Okay. Whoa, I like your problems. You have good problems. I wish I had your problems.
Hindi naman po lahat.
Like your problems are what are we gonna do with our businesses? Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good compromise. So he's just gonna be at home all the time in the UK.
Um, yes, sir. I already told him about that. That if
Mm-hmm.
ever we will be in the UK, you will be the
Mm-hmm.
one who will be left with the kids. But I told him that if he wants to have a job, he can also do that. So we
Mm-hmm.
could just arrange the schedule. I believe my sister told me that in the UK it's actually not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
The the government and the
Mm-hmm.
establishments there are very open as to adjusting schedules, especially
Mm-hmm.
for employees who have families. Po.
I see. Okay. Whew. Very nice. Okay. What a good problem. Okay. Maybe I can handle some of the businesses under, and then all I ask for is you put it under my name. Yeah, I'll handle the driving school because there's a lot of cars. Okay. Sige, what was the part two? I'm talking too much. What was the part two?
The part two was about the question was uh, tell can you tell about something that you spend for that you think is uh so way more than the value of your money, parang ganun po.
What a complicated question.
Yes, sir.
Something that you spend for that is more than the
That
value
is
of.
no, something that's not worth your money pala po. That's not worth your money, parang ganun po.
Oh my
Oh,
God. That was your question.
yes, sir.
Okay. Did you struggle? What a difficult question that was.
Yun, yun po ang question sa akin.
Mm-hmm. And what did you answer to that?
I could not really think of anything else,
Yeah.
but I talked
Mm-hmm.
about the hotel accommodation that we paid for way back January this year. So because I think we spent more than what we deserve for that, sir. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the
Mm-hmm.
only thing I could think of. So I told
Oh,
him
it was a
about
past tense question. Something that you
yes, sir.
spent for.
Spent for yes, sir. It was a past tense
Oh, I
question.
see. Okay. So why wasn't it worth it?
Um, because sir, I looked up the place online and it has
Mm-hmm.
good reviews, so I decided to book ourselves to that
This was
resort.
New Year. This
Yes,
New
sir.
Year.
January 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So it
Mm-hmm.
was the first time after 2 years that my kids will go to the
Yeah.
beach again. So
Oh,
the
it
kids
was a
are
beach
were
resort.
yes, the kids were really really excited for that. But when we arrived
Yeah.
there, it was disappointment. The place was okay,
Mm-hmm.
but the room was really filthy. The bathroom was smelly, and the towels
Really?
that they gave us were damp and smelly. Even the extra bed that
Okay.
they provided for us, and we were not allowed to bring food. We will have
Mm-hmm.
to pay and dine at the restaurant. Unfortunately, their food is was very expensive and was
Mm-hmm.
very expensive. Yet their food was not sumptuous enough to satisfy the guest.
Where was this resort?
Uh we are live, sir. It's okay to tell.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm forgetting. Okay. But
Yes,
no,
sir.
no, no, no. Just the general area. In
In
Davao?
Gumasa, sir. Gumasa, Sarangani province po. It's a famous
Oh.
beach actually. And what was more disappointing there was the garbage in the I said actually the word that I used, the rubbish in the
Mm-hmm.
ocean and the
Oh,
shores.
really?
Y-
Yeah.
Yes, sir. There were floating rubbish
Oh, really?
everywhere.
You couldn't swim.
Yes, sir. My
Ah,
kids actually
try.
they but I decided to take them out of the water
Oh,
because
wow.
I was afraid that they might get sick because of
Yeah,
there were a lot of garbage really. It's unbelievable. There were even condoms floating. So
really.
yes, sir. So
Gosh.
and we had to pay a
Was that
hefty.
after a storm?
Actually, the day we came, it
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of garbage already. There was no rain that time, and then
Mm-hmm.
overnight there was rain, and
Mm-hmm.
then the situation was worse the next day,
Oh,
even worse the next day.
huh.
So
Okay.
we we paid about 10 to 11,000 for that overnight stay. So that's
Gosh.
very that was disappointing, and it's expensive for that kind of experience.
Mm. Okay. Where did you find this place? What site?
They're actually famous, sir.
They are.
Uh, yeah, they are famous. So I decided to book them. I found them on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, sir.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
They're
Did you give a review?
I their
250 words.
their Facebook page does not have a section for reviews, or I think they turned it off.
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to.
Hmm.
I did not complain because the only good thing about that resort was the staff were very friendly. They were very
Hmm.
helpful, and
Were
so
they
I decided.
apologetic?
Yes, sir. They were apologetic, especially when they gave us the beef
Mm-hmm.
steak. I don't know, maybe they spilled the entire bottle of salt there. So we had to return it, and they were really apologetic about it. And
Mm-hmm.
they gave us a fruit platter as freebie
Oh,
for that.
okay.
Yes, sir. And we actually understood their situation because they were overwhelmed with guests, and there were only very few staff
Oh,
there at
there
that
was a
moment.
lot
I
of
don't know,
people.
probably because it's COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I see. No, that explains it, right?
yes, sir.
I see. Okay. What a nice story.
So I
Okay.
was asked there what, when,
Mm-hmm.
and who I was, and I was,
Why was?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Why
Okay.
also, sir?
All right. And what came after that?
Uh,
What was
that
the follow-up question?
the follow-up question was about money, sir. The value of money.
Okay.
He asked me about whether it's good to spend so much on material things. He also
Mm-hmm.
asked me if whether I allow my children to ask money and or to give money to other people, especially the needy.
Mm-hmm.
He also asked me if ever I'd encounter a rich man, and you would tell me, I don't want to donate anymore because I'm already paying a lot of taxes. So why would you ask for me money
Mm-hmm.
from me? So he asked me that, sir. So he asked me
Okay.
what would I tell that rich man.
That's what you call a hypothetical question.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
I see. Would you care to donate to the refugees of Ukraine? Something like that.
Yes,
All right. Wait. What was the first question again? He asked about the value of money.
yes, sir. The value of money. He asked
What was the
me.
question exactly?
Um, for you, how important is money?
Hmm.
Um,
He asked that.
ano, also, sir, ano, happiness. Does money make people happy?
Okay.
Yun po.
What
So
was her answer?
I told him it depends on the person
Hmm.
receiving the happiness. For example, for children, you need to have money in order to buy them gifts. And also there are people who is very concerned about getting rich in order to buy everything they need and be happy. But I also told him that there are people who are, although rich, are still unhappy. For example, I mentioned about an elite that I've read, the she was very rich. She has her own dermatology clinic, and she has her own mansion and sports car, and yet she took her life by jumping from her mansion, the rooftop of her mansion. She
Where
killed
was this?
herself. I think she was Asian, sir. I forgot her name. I read
Oh,
it
wow.
on Facebook. She was famous because she has a dermatology clinic. I forgot
Okay.
her name.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
so I told him it happiness depends. I'm not if money could buy happiness, parang ganun po. And he
Mm-hmm.
also asked me, sir, why do people still want things even if they already have a lot of things on, parang
Oh,
they
nice
already own
question.
a lot of things. Yan po.
Yeah. How did you answer that? What a nice
So
question.
I told him, sir, probably because humans as we are always not contented of what we have, and
Mm-hmm.
that because the world is ever changing, we
Mm-hmm.
tend to adopt. For example, we own a car, and the
Mm-hmm.
next it's a beautiful car, it's a good car, and then the next year there will be another unit that will be released, which is better than what we have. So we
Mm-hmm.
will end up selling our old car and buy another one.
Mm-hmm.
Parang ganun po ang sagot.
I see. If I may inject, why
Yes,
did you
sir.
ever want to work in the UK when you haven't been working since 2014?
I
Why?
actually, it's not about work, sir. It's about a better future for our children. We want
Oh, it's
them
not
to
about
be
you.
global. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way we could go to UK.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we would want a better education for them, because
Mm-hmm.
even if we admit it or not, it's
Yeah.
better there than than
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. I see. Okay. What were the other questions?
What else?
Why did you?
Application.
Mhm.
He also asked me about applications, my
Mhm.
phone apps that I use.
For the part three.
Part 2 ata pala yun, sir. Part 2.
What about the
It
phone app?
start it started when do you do online shopping? Ganun pa rin po.
Part one.
About
Part
about
one question.
spending pa rin po.
Ah, okay. I
Mm-mm.
see. All right. That was an easy
Part,
one, right?
yes, sir.
Mhm. Was there another difficult question?
I can't remember anymore, sir.
Mm,
Um, oh,
I see.
do you teach your children to how do you help other to do you teach your children to help other people? Do you
Mhm.
encourage them to give other people money? Parang ganun po.
Mhm. What did you say to that?
So I told
That
him
was a
that
good one. Mm.
my husband and I always discourage my children to ask for money,
Mhm.
because we don't want them to be asking anybody if they want to buy something. And
Mhm.
I told him that instead we teach our children to give help no matter how little we have,
Mhm.
not in monetary, but in, maybe goods or things that we could share with other people.
I see. What was your answer to the tough question about what would you say to a person who would ask you to donate and you didn't have any money to donate? What was your answer to that?
The rich man, sir.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
rich man, yeah.
So I told him that my answer was, I'm not in the position to ever question the rich man about
Mm-hmm.
his stand. So, but I would still encourage him to donate because there are taxes. Some of them are not distributed proportionately to people. So
Mm-hmm.
there are some that are not given help there. So I I said I would still encourage him to donate, especially to those people who are in great need
Mm-hmm.
that the government was not giving attention to. For example, um, those that are affected with typhoons or the
Mm-hmm.
war, ganun po.
Okay.
Or or those out of school youth.
Mm-hmm.
Yun po.
All right. You know, with the things that are happening in Ukraine, I'm kind of thinking to myself what kind of questions will be coming out in the next test.
Yes, sir. Actually, the night before the exam,
Mm-hmm.
that was the start of the chaos in Ukraine. So
Okay.
I decided to read a little about that because I don't have background knowledge about
Yeah.
why there's war in Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
So I'm really poor in history, and
Mm.
so I decided to read a little so that if ever I would be asked in the speaking, I could at least
Yeah.
answer.
I see. Yeah, the answer is simple. Because one of them is crazy. Why there's a war? One of them is out of his mind. Oops, we're on record.
I really hope it would stop though, sir, because
Yeah,
it
like
will affect us really.
it's a senseless war. Uh,
Yes.
no justification whatsoever. So
The
many people,
gasoline is very expensive na po.
yeah, so many people suffering and dying just for, you know, the inanity of one person. Anyway, enough of politics. Chungkai,
Yes,
any
sir. Yes,
tips you'd
sir.
like to give to the students?
I would say,
Hmm.
I think I would. It's just don't give up. It's difficult. In my case, sir, I had to juggle my schedule with my children, the house chores, and the review.
Hmm.
Actually, I was doing the laundry while reviewing.
Yeah,
So yeah, but don't
those were
give
the
up.
days, right?
Yes, don't give up because even if it's
Hmm.
difficult during the review, it will pay off. And of course, practice will really go a long way po. Don't
Hmm.
condition yourself that it's okay, I can do it, I'm good in English. No, you have to practice.
Hmm.
Practice really helps. Madaig po talaga ng masipag ang matalino.
Yeah, so true.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just and the day before the exam, do not cram anymore. Just relax and pray.
Mm.
Visit the church before the exam, and
Okay.
just practice po talaga, sir. Practice. I'm really thankful
Yeah.
for Einstein for giving us loads of practice that really helped me a lot po, especially in my
Yeah.
reading.
Like
Is
we wanted to puke it all out, right?
Yes,
Like, damn.
I never really imagined that I would score an
Yeah, the
8.5 in the
reading, right?
reading. Yes.
Yeah, how we drilled that
And it's
reading
in the
test,
actual
man.
exam, not on the drills. It's actually in the actual exam, so I was shocked.
Yeah. Um. Wait. You're speaking. Did you ever have any speaking partners, or you didn't need it anymore?
What I do, sir, is that especially when the kids are already asleep, I
Mm-hmm.
would talk to myself or talk to the mirror.
Oh,
Sometimes
you would.
I record my answers, so
Oh, nice.
I will know which part, or I will know my mistakes. Sometimes my husband also is my
You
speaking
would help you
partner.
out.
Yes, I tease
Oh,
him that
nice.
if he will go to UK, he needs to take the IELTS. So
I see. Okay. So nice. Yeah, I would recommend those strategies as well.
yes, sir.
Yeah,
It
face a
helps
mirror.
looking at the mirror because it
Mm-hmm.
will help you train as if there's really an examiner in front of
Yeah,
you.
good tip.
Mm.
That's a
Yes,
good
sir.
tip. Yeah. And record yourself. Yeah, correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Get
You
your
will
cell phone
know
and. Mm-hmm.
you will know the tenses and how you sound,
Mm-hmm.
and you will know when to adjust if you're going so fast, you're speaking so fast.
Yeah. Okay. Did you notice yourself talking too fast in the speaking test?
During the actual exams or no? I
Mm-hmm.
think I was more composed there than when I was speaking, answering your questions, sir,
I
during our
see.
drills.
I see. Okay.
But for
Yeah,
the
the reading was
testing,
significant, right? From a band 7 to an 8.5, right?
yes, sir, really.
Yeah, those were the
Di ba
days
po,
we did it for like 3 weeks straight, right?
yes,
Wow.
sir. I've always, di ba I told you, sir, from the first day we met with
Mm.
Ahmed,
Yeah,
that the reading was really my problem. So
I
I
see.
was really scared of the reading because
Yeah, we
I
had
might
dinner.
get,
We had dinner together when
yes, sir.
I
I
was in
might get
Manila.
high scores on the other exams, but I'm sure in the reading I would really stumble.
Oh, I see. Why did you go to Manila then again?
At that time, we took the
Yeah.
CBT, sir.
Oh,
CBT
that
exam.
was a
That
CBT.
was December
December, yeah.
20. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was December. Was that December? Yeah. Okay.
Yes po.
Sige. Anything else? Chungkai? Chinkai?
Thank you very much for helping me out.
Yeah, thank you for working so hard.
It's worth the trust po, talaga.
Yeah.
The test
Everything
takers
paid
should
off, right?
trust you and themselves po.
Yeah. Sige, Chinkai. Thanks for being such an inspiration.
Thank you din po, sir, sa help po.
Thank you. What nice course. And then
Thank you
before we go,
po.
there's another one. I'm sorry. We gotta interview more people who score so impressively. So her name is Carla Bautista, otherwise known as Carla Bao. Carla Bao. Carla Bao.
Hi
Carla
everybody.
Bao. Yeah. Let's talk
Hi
about
sir.
your let's talk about your this was a retake, right, Carla?
Yes
Your
sir.
first speaking was 6.5, correct?
Yeah.
And
I
then
flubbed with my
you flubbed
first.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
And then
fortunately this time I made it.
yeah, impressively. You jumped from a 6.5 to a 7.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. When was the first one? Was that earlier this year or last year?
It was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year October. Yes. I
Okay.
took it October.
And
Then
then after
I had
that,
my
mm-hmm.
yeah. I reviewed for a few months. So I started November again. Then I took
Oh, you took
it
it.
February.
I
So
see. Okay. And
like
Carla,
3 months.
yeah, how did you find the time? Because the first time, I remember it was a struggle finding time. Right? What did you do different?
Mm, Actually, it's more on like proper allocation of my time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so because I had lots of responsibilities and errands at my work
Mm-hmm.
as well as in my ministry and my family
Yeah, you
as
had that
well.
ministry every
So
Friday, right?
yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have an ample time for review. So that's the reason and that's my difficulties as well.
And what did you
But
do differently?
uh
Did you give up something?
actually I gave up my social life.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Yeah,
I
it's so
didn't
easy
have
to
the
do that.
chance. Yeah, I didn't have the chance to go out with my colleagues.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever they tried to tell me like let's go out and have some chit chat or anything,
Yeah.
let's go to the mall or that. So I would
Mm,
just say to them that I'm sorry I cannot go out with you because I really have to study.
I
And
see. So
like
they knew that you were taking the IELTS.
yeah,
They knew it.
they knew it, yes.
I
And
see.
they respected my decision as well.
Oh, okay.
So they are very supportive.
They're aware that you scored this way.
Yes, actually,
Okay.
like they cried first before me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Uh-huh.
they were more happy than me when
Okay.
they knew
Okay.
my scores.
Yeah, they realized you were gonna leave them in no time.
Yeah.
Okay. Aren't they
Maybe it's
planning?
an advantage for them if I will leave. I don't know.
Okay. Wait. Are you all nurses in that place you work in?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Um. Yeah. Yeah.
Did anybody of them help you out with your speaking? No.
Actually, no.
Okay.
They helped me in a way that I communicated with them using
But
English.
did they
Yeah.
communicate back?
Yeah. It's like
They did.
whenever
They're
I'm
cooperative.
whenever I'm talking with them, like I will speak to them in English. And then suddenly they will just leave me because they don't want to talk to me anymore. There are some instances
Okay.
like that. But I
All right.
kept on talking because I just want to practice my fluency
Yeah.
and my pronunciation. So they
Yeah.
help me in that way.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, I'll ask more questions when they come in. Let's talk about the exam itself. So, what? When was this, Carla? February as well.
And that was February 19. Yeah, this year,
Oh,
2022.
just about the same time that Chinkay took her test.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just about the same time that
Mm.
Russia attacked Ukraine.
But
Okay.
I think the results came out earlier because I took
Okay.
the CDT, computer delivered. Yeah.
Oh, all right. And what day
Yes.
was that?
It was Saturday. Yeah, it's
A
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, wait. Chinkay, are you there, Chinkay? Chinks. I forgot to ask her something. Chinkay, I was gonna ask her why she took the exam on a Thursday. Anyway, so why did you choose a Saturday, Carla? Was there were less people on that day
Mm,
on Saturdays? That's like a
I
weekend, right?
was I was aspiring actually to take it Friday because
Mm-hmm.
every Fridays are my day off, my
Day
rest day.
offs, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I took it with IDP and there was no available exam date during
Mm-hmm.
Friday.
Okay.
So I decided
Yeah, and
to
that's your
take it
church day,
Saturday.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
I don't but of course I still chose it because I took it with IDP, sir, because of the speaking. I didn't want
Mm-hmm.
it to be like virtual. I
Oh,
wanted it
that
to
was a
be
face to
face to
face.
face, yeah.
Oh, it was.
Because I feel like I'm comfortable taking it
Mm-hmm.
face to face rather than virtual. I don't know. I feel like it will be more conversant. So that's the reason
Okay.
behind taking it with
Wait,
IDP.
you had that option to choose? You could choose face to face or virtual?
With British Council, I think they just offer they just only virtual, I think, on the CDT,
Mm-hmm.
computer delivered. But with
I
the
see.
IDP, either paper based or computer delivered, the speaking will be face to face.
Okay, I see. All
Mm.
right. So, and what time was the exam?
I took the slots of LRW in the morning. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so they are very stringent in terms of time. So we
Mm-hmm.
started exactly at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so around
Then the
12,
speaking
like,
was what time?
yeah, actually I took the slot for like at the end of the day.
Oh,
So
you
that's,
did.
yeah,
Oh,
3:30 to something like 4, like that. But
okay.
unfortunately they rescheduled it again.
They
Like
moved
the
it up.
usual. Yeah, they moved it up to an earlier slot.
Mm-hmm.
So I took it around 1:30, right after my LRW. Like I just
Oh,
had a
barely time
30
for
minute
lunch.
30 minute break, like that. No, I
Oh,
didn't have the chance to eat anything.
oh,
I just
okay.
had my coffee, then I waited for my time for the
Okay.
speaking.
All right. And
Mm,
then, so it was face to face, correct, Carla?
yes, sir.
All right. Tell me
Exactly.
about your examiner. What did he look like? Was he Caucasian?
Um, I think he's a Saudi,
Okay.
but I'm not really sure about his nationality. But he's not British
He's
for
Middle
sure.
Eastern.
Yeah, yes, I
And
think so.
was he older or younger?
Mm, if I were to hazard a guess, maybe around
Mhm.
40,
40.
40s like
Middle
that.
age.
Yes,
Okay. If
yes,
I
like
were to hazard a guess, woo, so nice. There.
like.
Yeah. Next time you take
So
the IELTS, guys. Part 3 question. If I were to hazard a guess, oh, so nice. There. What a nice collocation. All right. And then, how did he look to you? Was he intimidating?
no, not at all.
He
He's
wasn't.
it was really accommodating. Yeah,
Mm.
he's good. Yes, I can say. So
Okay.
he didn't allow me to feel like pressured
Oh,
or
so
afraid
nice.
of him like that. So that's
Mhm.
the advantage, I think. So when I entered that room, so he asked me even
Mhm.
before I sat on the chair, he
Mhm.
asked me like, "How are you?" Yeah, he told me like
Okay.
that. Then I told him like to be honest, I told him I'm quite nervous. I told him
Mm.
like that, but
Yeah.
it's tolerable. I told him because I really
Okay.
wanted to finish this speaking test.
Yeah.
So
Correct. And the room, was it a small room? Was it a cubicle?
it's a small room, sir. Actually,
Mhm.
we were very close with each other.
Oh, really? I see.
Yeah,
Where was
yeah.
this? Was it an IDP facility or a hotel?
It's it's in IDP facility, sir.
Oh, an
It's like
IDP facility.
yeah. It's not university or any hotel. No, no.
Okay.
It's in their office.
All
So
right. Did they ask you to have your mask on?
yes. We had our mask on,
You both had it.
and we were not allowed to
Mhm.
take it off.
Okay. All right. All right. So you were feeling good at the start.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
can say that. I can really say that.
All right.
So,
So it now begins. What was the first question?
yeah, for the introductory questions, he asked me about my name, of course.
Mhm.
That was the first question. So
Mhm.
that was right after he read all the information about me, my numbers, to
Yeah.
exam number,
Yeah,
like that, everything.
that long spiel he
Yes,
was gonna say. Yeah.
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 And he was able to introduce himself,
Mhm.
and
You remember
I
his name?
really, yeah, at that time I really memorized his name
Mhm.
because of the reason that I wanted to pronounce his name or to tell his name when I will greet him.
I see.
So yeah, that
Okay.
was I really did that. But
I see.
after the examination, like I left everything on the exam area. So thank you so much.
You couldn't remember it
So
anymore.
yeah, I couldn't remember it now.
Yeah,
But
when I took my test, I couldn't even remember his name. I
yes,
wasn't paying attention.
mm, but for
Okay.
me, yeah, I didn't memorize his name,
Mhm.
and I was able
Okay.
to mention that, and I greeted him like good afternoon like that, and then
Mhm.
uh I told him, yeah, this is my name. Then he didn't ask me about my hometown,
Okay.
but he asked
Oh,
me,
you were ready for that.
yeah, but he asked me where I came from. Yeah,
Okay.
but it's the same, like the same. But I
Yeah.
didn't mention about my hometown. So I just answered him like I hail from the Philippines,
Oh, okay.
like
Hail.
that. So
Okay.
yeah. So
Hail. Hail from the
yes.
Philippines. Okay.
So that was my answer. And I was born and raised in a small town named Aklan, like then specifically located in the northwestern part of that country. So as short as that.
So, Carla, you're near
Then
Boracay.
yes, sir.
I see. Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
Later, I'm gonna ask you questions about that.
Yeah, in a
Okay.
private conversation.
Yeah, after the recording. Okay, that
Okay,
was a
yes.
nice response.
Mm,
You were ready
yes.
for that.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's
we've
the
been
usual
drilling it.
question. Yeah,
No,
that
like,
you're asking about our
mm,
hometown. So maybe
yeah.
then he asked me about my work.
Mhm.
So yeah, he asked me like, are you working or are you a student? So I told him I am working. I'm currently working as a dental surgery nurse in one of the prestigious private hospitals here in the Damam.
Okay.
That's what I
Is it a
told him.
prestigious hospital? It is.
Yes, yes. And I
Okay.
told him like it has been my bread and butter for almost 6 years.
Take note, examiners. You use an idiom.
Yeah,
Six
that
years? You've been there for 6 years?
yeah. See?
Wow.
Because six
Yeah.
years. I really have to leave.
Yeah, I really
It's
gotta
enough.
go. Yeah, it's long
Yeah.
enough. That's like Chingkai not working for 8 years. Okay. All right. And then what came next? Bread and butter, right?
And
Mhm.
yes, he asked me about daily activities at work.
Oh,
Right.
like
So
what's a typical day like?
yeah.
Mhm.
So what I answered on that question was like I usually spend 8 hours at work. Yeah. So we cater patients from admission to discharge. So we are performing lots of procedures in with regards to dentistry. So like about my work,
Yeah.
my activities at work.
Okay.
It's like a short answer, sir. Because I
Carla,
know it's
yeah.
yes, sir.
So there are a lot of people having their teeth fixed in Damam.
Sorry,
It's
sir.
busy. Your work
Okay,
is busy,
please.
right?
Yeah, yes. I'm
Oh,
I'm really tied up at work.
wait.
So
Is this subsidized by the government? These services?
no, because it's a
Really?
private hospital, yeah. So it's
Oh,
no.
so a lot of people must have money to have their teeth fixed in Damam.
Yes. Yes.
Whoa.
That's
Okay.
like they are very keen about it, about
Gosh.
their dental problems. So
Oh.
most of them are really having this desire to fix their teeth to make it gorgeous and appealing to people.
Mhm. When you say fix, what do you mean? Like straighten, whiten? What does
Yeah,
that mean?
like some sorts like that. Like they are more on cosmetics,
Oh,
veneers, lumineers,
okay.
crowns, like this, like
I see.
those, sir. Hmm.
Okay.
So they are really spending money for that
Mm.
here.
Whoa. Okay. What was the next one?
Yeah. So those were the introductory questions. Then he said, "Okay, let's start with your part one of the." I was really waiting for that
What?
cue, for
Mhm.
that signpost,
Yeah.
because they said if they already mentioned or if the examiner already mentions about that signpost, it means that you will be graded already. Like,
I see. So
let's
all the
start.
questions beforehand were just like getting to know you questions.
Yes.
What? But you had hello, like, sir, I just said bread and butter. You should have written that down, you know.
So
And you know, I had my hometown question ready.
yeah, so
You should have
no
recorded that as
nonsense.
well.
You just
Oh
have include
man.
that
Okay.
on my scoring,
No,
but
you should
no.
have added that
So
to
when
your
he
story.
when he started to say like, okay, let's start with your part one of the speaking test. So that's the time that I really composed myself. Okay, so
Okay.
this is it. So
Mhm.
I have to, yeah, like on that time I really had to showcase my everything,
Yeah.
what I had with me on that
Mhm.
exam.
Mhm.
So the first topic was about cinema.
Mhm.
Yeah. Actually, he asked me about like, do you often go to a cinema when you were a child? So it was a past
That's
tense
the
question.
question. Ah,
So
damn.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I answered him like this. So to be perfectly honest with you, yeah,
Mhm.
that was an answer.
Okay.
I didn't have the chance to go out to a cinema when I was a child
Mhm.
because during that time cinema was not available in my hometown.
Mhm. Okay.
So and that's a true story, sir, because I
Mhm.
really had no chance at all when I was a
Mhm.
child.
There was no
So that's
Boracay then, Carla. When was Boracay open? Would you remember?
I don't have profound knowledge about it, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Profound. Ooh, that's another script. To be honest with you, I don't have a profound knowledge of that issue. Wow. So I'd
Yeah.
rather hazard a guess. Yahoo! Okay. And then
So
what did he
yon.
ask next?
Mm, the next question was, is people nowadays prefer to go to the cinema or watching TV at home? Like,
Nice one.
so
Yeah.
parang I answered him on a past tense and present tense. So
Oh, you
I
did.
don't know
Okay.
why I did
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah. That was
I
good. That
told
was
him
good.
like I told him pre-pandemic, so before pandemic has started like that. So
Mhm.
I told him like people were really fond of going to cinemas because
Yeah,
they find the ambience like it's way different on just watching at home.
correct. Hmm.
But due to pandemic, due to some restrictions and health protocols, so they are not allowed already to just go out from their premises and to watch movies on the movie house.
Mm.
So so they just want to stay at home,
Yeah.
sit there with their families and watch the movies that they prefer. So
Okay.
that's what my
That's what you call
answer
an
was.
argumentative response. Yeah. There's a
Mm-mm.
shift,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, there's a shift in the
Yeah.
response. Yeah.
So that was my answer.
Mm-hmm.
Then he jumped into another topic
Mm-hmm.
about emails. Yeah, so
Wow.
from cinema to emails.
Cinema to
Then
email. Yeah.
yeah, he asked me, "Have you sent many emails?" So he asked me like that. Then
Yeah,
I
every day I email my teacher.
actually that was what I answered to him.
You did answer that
So
way. Mm-hmm.
yes, I answered him with affirmative. I told him like, absolutely. I told him like that
Okay.
because it is part of my study regimen in my
Mm-hmm.
preparation for this examination.
Oh, you
So
said that.
I have my instructor, and he's always asking me to send my essays to him through emails. Ganyan.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
You
And
should
from
have
time
said
to
something
time,
like, and if he doesn't send it back, I bug him about it, even late at night. Like he should be
I should
sleeping
have
already.
answered
And
that.
yeah, you should have answered that because that's the truth, you know. Like, hello, Carla, what time is it? I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta wait for tomorrow, girl. Anyway, Yeah, like
Yeah, but
my free essay.
yes.
Yeah.
It's like
Anyway,
I'm always complaining if he will not
yeah,
answer at all.
yeah. There's that message from Carla. I'm gonna ignore it.
It's
Okay.
like I will not stop sending you message.
Yeah.
and I and I remember
I'm
I will
gonna miss
mention
that
you
in your.
on the group. Like, sir,
Yeah.
hello, I sent you a message.
Yeah, like in the GC, like I just messaged something and there goes Carla. Sir, I sent you a message. Like your
Yeah.
PL. Ay, nako. I'm gonna
Just
miss.
to catch your attention.
Yeah, it's either you or it's Bridget or it's Daryl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
Yes. Yeah, that
What was the
that
next
was
one?
my answer.
Mhm.
Then the
Do you use
next
email for
was
work? You don't.
why.
You don't use email for work?
Not at all, sir.
No.
I Yeah, that's why I didn't mention about my work, because we're not really using emails
Mm,
here,
okay.
because we are more on like nursing field.
Mm-mm.
So the next question was about like why people are sending emails. So yeah,
Okay.
that's the question.
How did how did you answer that?
I told him like because of
Yeah. Why do we use
their
email?
work. Yeah.
Oh. Mm-mm.
And yeah, their work, it's part of their field to send emails, like for instance in a secretarial work. Of course, in order for them to communicate with other companies, like they have to send emails. And like I remember I was able to use due to sudden changes in studying as well, like that. So nowadays it's more on like output based.
I
So
see.
children or students are sending emails to their teachers
Okay, nice one.
as part of their study regimen. So yeah.
Okay, nice
So
answer. Yeah.
yeah, yun lang sir, dalawa yung sinagot ko kasi ayoko nang i-prolong kasi may baka maybe he
Mm-hmm.
will cut me or he will interrupt me. So I stick to that answers lang.
Mm-hmm.
Yun.
That was the end of part
Then
one.
no, the last question for part 1 was, do you think people will continue to send emails in the future? Yeah. So I said if I were to envisage, yeah, I was able to use that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I told him due to the leaps and bounds of the technology.
Aw. Nice.
So
You talk like an essay. Leaps and
I
bounds of technology. Very nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that people will still really send emails in the future, that because this that will be part of the systems, like that's what I have mentioned. And it's an ideal way as well to for the people to be connected with their loved ones and with the other people. So
Yeah.
yun
Okay.
yung sagot ko, sir. That was for my part 1.
Okay.
Then on the part 2, yes, actually on the part 2, sir, I didn't use the paper and the pencil that they provided for me. Like
you didn't write anything?
No, not at all. So I just took the 1 minute to compose myself and to relax myself again in preparation for my story.
Okay.
And my cue card was a bit confusing because the cue card or the main topic was like in a present tense, or I don't know, but the bullets were on the past tense. So the main cue card was like, describe a time you remember a new place. So
Okay.
for me, it's kind of vague. So I don't know what kind of new place and
Ah,
what is the main question, like the time that I remember. I have to talk about the new place. So I don't know. Then I tried to check the bullets, and those were about like what was the place, or when did you go there, like that. So that was the time
was
that
this
I
referring to
had
like, yeah, a restaurant or something? Or a
anything, sir.
mall? Anything?
I don't know,
Okay.
a new
I see.
place, like that. So it's kind of hard for me because I couldn't ask for clarification. It's
Yeah,
part
yeah, yeah. You
two
couldn't.
question,
Yeah,
so I couldn't ask him like, what do you mean by this? Like
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. Mm.
So I
Yeah,
stick
it's just gonna
to,
say, that's your problem.
yeah.
It's not my problem.
Yes, maybe you will answer me like that.
Yeah.
So I my answer, actually, I started with a time frame. So
Mm.
I said, it was last year 2016 when I had a chance to go to a certain place. Actually, I used Boracay, and but
Mm.
I put a disclaimer on that because Boracay is not a new place. So
Mm.
it is a famous place. So maybe it will be a demerit for my score. So I
Mm.
told him, I know that it is not a new place for all, but it is a new place for me because it was my first time
Mm.
to go there. So
Mm.
like everything was new. I didn't know about amenities or activities there. So I had a chance to go there with my family, ganyan, relatives, and tried to do some adventures. And yung sagot
This was
ko,
a true story,
yung,
Carla.
actually, it was fabricated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
but
right.
because I have a lot of ideas about Boracay,
Oh,
so I
okay.
was able to describe the place,
Mm.
yeah, and the activities there.
Okay.
Yun yung naging yun yung naging
So
advantage.
you went into all of those details, even though you just knew about them.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Okay.
I just focus on the amenities there, establishments, and actually I was able to mention as well, like I was able to see lots of tourists wearing their swimwear,
Mm. Yeah.
two-piece bikinis, like that. So,
Yeah.
and I was like laughing when I was telling that story, and he was also laughing. So that made the conversation more like not heavy, I
Yeah.
can say.
Yeah.
Yun.
Okay.
So I finished the 2 minutes. Then he had a follow-up question.
Did he have to
Like,
stop you for the 2 minutes? No. You just finished it
actually,
about for him.
exact, ano lang sir, sakto lang yung time ko. Because I use conditionals. Like,
Okay.
at first, sentences, sir, like I was
Mm.
a bit fast. So
Okay.
I try to slower it down, but to the point
Mm.
that he will not determine or distinguish that I'm slowing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to change my facing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I try to use conditionals, like if I'll be given a chance, or if I'll
Yeah.
be given a chance, of course I would still love to go there
Mm.
with my family and to spend lots of times with them, like that. And
Mm.
still he didn't cut me down. So I tried again to think of another idea. So I tried to incorporate about tourism.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will also introduce this place to other people, so
Mm.
that they will have the desire
Yeah.
to experience the same experience that I had when I was there.
Okay.
So then that's the time that it
He
ended
ended
up.
it. Mm.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
was a follow-up question?
For the follow-up question, he asked me like, do you like to be in a new place? Like that. So I told him like, you know, actually I am an introvert person. So I find it difficult for me to be in a new place because I really have to adjust lots of things in my life. So I don't really like the idea of transferring to a new place. So yun yung sinagot ko sa kanya. Then we proceeded to part 3. Yan. Ang dami niya ng questions sa akin, sir, sa part 3.
Okay.
And those questions were really arduous for me to answer.
Arduous.
Mm.
Ooh, he was really testing you.
Yeah. So, he asked me about like, why do you think students transfer from one place to another? Like that.
Okay.
So, my answer for that was like, since he mentioned about students, so I focused on the education. So,
okay.
Based on my observation, so I started with that opening cue. So about like they want to experience or they want to be on a prestigious university. So I take an example like in reality, most of the competitive universities are present in the urban areas. So if the students are on the countryside, so they have to move from that area going to the metropolis in order for them to enroll on that school, on that competitive school. So yun yung that was my answer for that question. Then yun. So parang nahirapan na. Actually, it was tough. But like those are the only answer that I can tell him that time.
Yeah, if it ever comes out in your exams, guys, the question again was, why is it that more people?
Why do you think students transfer from one place to another?
I see. Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess your answer was correct, Carla.
Yeah. It's a good thing, sir, that he didn't ask me more than one reasons. So that's why I told him only one reason.
Yeah, but
and then
if the question had been about people transferring from one place to another, I guess the answer to that is really all about globalization. Like, borders are opening up and people are beginning to work at so many different places. Yeah, that's the answer for that. But since it was all about students, yeah.
That's why I encapsulated it to education because of the term students.
Right.
So that's, yeah. Then what are the challenges that students will face when they transfer from one place to another? So I focused more on like adjustment period, yeah. Because of course the establishments will be new to them, so they have to adjust in order for them to be familiar with the amenities on that place. Like that. Then I was able to answer like about the difficulties that they have to separate from their families, like that. For instance, they have to be independent enough when they go to a certain place, if they will go there alone, like that. So they have to do everything for themselves. Yun.
Mhm.
Yun, sir. Tapos yung mga follow-up questions niya, nagamit ko yung if I were to hazard a guess dun sa what is the span of time that children can adapt in a certain place. So
The span of
I
time that
mentioned
children
like,
can adapt.
yes, I told him like I don't really have a profound knowledge about the exact time frame.
Mhm.
Yeah. But if I were to hazard a guess, it will be probably 6 months minimum, like that.
Mhm.
So I
You
stated
said
like,
children. Children.
yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
in a certain place.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, he thrown me lots of questions on the part 3. So
Mhm.
yeah, and what are the difficulties people can face if they transfer to a new job? Like this
Okay.
question. So I still focus on the adjustment like that, sir. So I think
Yeah.
that's their difficulties. It will be difficult for them to adjust on a new place, on the new environment, new colleagues, like that.
Mhm.
So he asked me like, what can the company do in order to combat these
Mhm.
difficulties, like
Yeah.
that. So
Mhm.
I remember I mentioned about they can create getting to know each other
Mhm.
party, like that. So in order for the employees to express uh, their their ideas or their hobbies about themselves,
Mhm.
like that, so they will be more open and others will also know them better. So those are my
Okay.
answers, sir.
Mhm.
Like that. Then yun, and the last two questions, siguro parang ano na lang siya para ma-cover up na lang yung time.
Yeah.
So do you think all the places in the world have been discovered already? So those are the
No.
question like,
Try going under the ocean.
so those like, from that topic to this topic, like
Uh,
like,
how
so
did you answer that?
it's really tough. So I told him like, oh, it is $1 million question. I told
Yeah,
him
it
like
is.
that.
Okay.
So I told him, I don't think so,
Mhm.
because like Earth or world is such
Mhm.
a huge world. So I think there are still certain places that are not yet discovered, like
Mhm.
that. But I think they are working on discovering those places because they want to combat or to have the solution on the problem of overpopulation, like
Mhm.
that. Mentioned that,
Mhm.
like, so that if they will know that people will be able to survive on that place, so some other people on the area, which, yeah, I was able to use the oversaturated, yeah, like
Mhm.
that, sir. Yeah.
Mhm.
So people,
Oversaturated. Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
in the area which are oversaturated, so the people could just transfer on that new places
Mhm.
so that they can live there as well.
I think we were trying
Yun.
to remember that word oversaturated when we were talking about fast food chains, right?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, what's that
So
word? What's that word? Oh, that's oversaturated. Okay. Do
and
you
I was
think,
able to use it. So
yeah, do you think that the
that's it.
fast food market is oversaturated? Damn. I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're looking for that word
We're
for
looking for that
Olympic.
word. Yeah, finally we found it.
Yes.
Okay.
And the last question was this: do you think there are still places that are not yet discovered?
Mhm.
So I think it's the same question with the previous one, but I think it's
Oh.
like he just paraphrased it. So when I tried to answer, uh he said stop already. So I guess the time is already ended up. So
I see. Okay.
it was
Yeah, you must have
that was
realized you
mostly.
just asked the same question twice.
Actually, in the middle of our speaking test, sir, it's like he's about apologizing at me, like because he was trying to ask some questions, but he cannot ask it properly.
Mhm.
So I think because there were questions which were really difficult and like kind of confusing
Oh,
or vague.
I see.
So he was trying to paraphrase it in order for me to understand properly the question like that.
Okay. I see. Did he seem like a new examiner?
I couldn't really say, sir,
Mm-hmm.
really. But the good
Mm-hmm.
thing with him is that he was really calm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and he was accommodating, and he's
Okay.
trying, is actually encouraging me to speak more because he was also using hand gestures, and I
Mm-hmm.
was also using hand gestures,
Mm-hmm.
so it made us feel like we were just talking to a friend like that,
Yeah.
friendly
Okay.
conversation like that, and
Mm-hmm.
and at the middle we were laughing, so it
Okay.
was smooth. It was a smooth conversation, I must say.
Uh, Carla, what did you do? How did you find your? It was through the GCs, right? That's where you found your speaking buddies.
Yeah, actually I was always asking for someone of
Hmm.
is there will be someone who would love to do the speaking mock like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Then if there will be someone who will respond, so I
Hmm.
would just send them private message like that. I can I'm just kind of makulit,
Yeah.
I'm always
And then
asking them.
eventually it became very regular, right?
Yeah, yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
So what's gonna happen now that you passed already?
I'm
Who is taking
still
charge?
encouraging them to
Hmm.
continue,
Okay.
like what we've started, we have to continue it because there are still some students who will still take their exams.
Hmm.
So I keep on telling them just to practice more. Actually,
All right.
they're really good enough.
All
So
right.
it's just a matter of being cognoscenti about speaking. So they
Cognizant.
will not, yeah,
Is
they
that
will not
cognoscenti
focus
or
more.
cognizant? Cognizant. Cognizant. Maybe we should. Yeah.
Either of the two, I think, sir.
Oh, all
Actually,
right.
you can pronounce it as well as cognoscenti when you try to check with the Miriam
Mm-hmm.
dictionary, cognoscenti, like that. So
Oh,
you
okay.
can check, sir.
Sige.
But I'm using it as cognoscenti, right?
Okay. What was your reading score, Carla?
My reading score is 7.5
All right. That went up from what? A band 6.5?
from 6.5,
Mm,
yes.
okay.
And my reading was really difficult as well.
There was a
Yeah.
lot of drilling as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
my part 3 and part no. Yes, passage 3 and 4,
Mhm.
there were lots of multiple choice questions
Okay.
and true false not given and yes no not given. So those are my Waterloo. So
Okay.
luckily I passed it.
Yeah. Yeah, those were good scores. Any tips you'd
Mm.
like to give the students, Carla? The new ones.
The first thing that I could say, I think, is try to be out of your comfort zone.
Oh,
So
what a nice tip.
that's the very first thing that you have to do.
Mhm.
So don't try to compromise yourself.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be criticized like that. I don't want to be corrected. That's why I will not try to do practice with other people or with other students. because really those constructive criticisms will really help you. Yeah. So I remember before when you corrected me about my tenses, problems, and that was the time that I told myself that I really have to work out about this weakness of mine. And that's the start. That was the start of that. Yeah.
And your
So,
vocabs, how did you build them up? I think that's a good question.
yeah. With regards to my vocab, sir, actually, I always have my daily devotion.
Wait,
So
which is what?
I have this application like biblical devotion, sir. Every morning, when I wake up, I have to make sure that I will do my devotion. So on that application, there are lots of terms and vocabularies that I really don't understand, and I'll try to search for that word for the meaning. So it's like hitting two birds with one stone.
Biblical vocabularies.
It's not really biblical, sir.
It's like the daily bread.
Yes, like that. Yeah.
I see.
But but that application is using lots of words that I'm not familiar of. That's why I will try to look upon the meaning of that word. Then I will try to use it all over again, and over again. Yeah. Even if I'm talking with my colleagues, I will try to use that. And they will just ask me, what is the meaning of that word? Like that. So
cooperative colleagues.
Yeah. So yeah. It's really imperative to use the word.
That's that word. Imperative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you have to use that word because it will not make sense at all memorizing it and not using it.
Yeah. So I guess
because
that's your English, right? So yeah, from here on,
we tend to forget it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be saying if I were to hazard a guess, right?
Yeah. Yes, and the workshop as well, and I'm always trying because I don't have really enough time to try to join your workshop. So I tried to watch the videos that you posted from time to time. So I'm really giving a time for that because I know that those are really paramount. Yes, the workshop and even your previous videos about speaking. Yeah, like you were interviewing some students who really had high band scores. So I'm trying to steal their vocabularies. I'm trying to write it, to jot it down, then try to use it casually.
Yeah. I mean, that's the key, right?
Yes.
It's the key in speaking.
Yes,
after you fix the tensing, you now go into the vocabularies, right?
Yes, sir.
Tensing problems, how did you address those?
With you. Like I like the way how you corrected me with my tenses because it's abrupt. Like if you're trying to
does it work better that way? As soon as you make the mistake, you will be corrected right away.
Yes.
That way.
Because it will be, I think it will be rooted on your mind that it is a mistake, it is wrong, so I don't have to do that again, I don't have to mention that again. So and there's this one like advice that I got from previous passer because I had a problem with the part 2 about the past tense. If the cue card is past tense, so it's really difficult for me to create my stories. So what she told me was that try to focus your mind. If you're talking about past tense, you have to focus your mind on the past.
Okay.
Because if you will try to focus on the future or in the present, there will be mixed up of your tensing. So if you have to first to realize or to check if the question is past tense question or present tense question or future tense question. And that time you have to answer on what is the tenses that you have to use. If it is past tense, so you have to stick for the past tense.
Okay.
Like that.
I
so
see.
that you will not be confused of what tensing you will use.
Okay.
That's sir.
Lots of drilling. Yeah,
Yes,
so a
and
lot of
drill.
students are just starting. So
Susuka pero hindi susuko.
susuka pero hindi susuko. Carla, you just help them out. Like there are still a lot of students with a lot of problems, so just try to help them as much as you can.
Yes, sir. I will.
Yeah. Sige, hold on guys. I'll just end the recording and then let's go into questions that you might have. Carla, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Hold on.
Thank you.